This session is called Build Once, Run Anywhere with Oracle Analytics Cloud. And my name is Alan Lee. I'm part of the Oracle Product Management team. And this afternoon, I'm going to be talking about Oracle Analytics Cloud and some of the hybrid deployment options. And when I mention hybrid deployment options, I talk about what are some of the use cases that you can do today to leverage your on-premise existing investments in analytics products like Oracle BI, like Essbase, like data visualization, and some of the interoperability capabilities that we have with Oracle Analytics Cloud. Before I hop into the presentation, how many of you have sat in any of the Oracle Analytics Cloud presentations, or I guess it would be in the Sunday Symposium yesterday? One or two people. And then any Oracle presentations or any other content you've read up on Oracle Analytics Cloud? Just want to gauge level of familiarity. A few more hands. So unfortunately, I do have an overview session on Oracle Analytics Cloud, but that's not scheduled till tomorrow. And completely understanding the logic, but hopefully it would have been ideal if you sat on that presentation first before I hopped into this presentation. But I will give you a quick overview, and then we'll go dive into some of the architectural options. So I will be talking about some of roadmap items coming up in the next few months. So I will throw up the safe harbor slide. So what is Oracle Analytics Cloud? So Oracle Analytics Cloud is really a collection of analytics services, essentially a portfolio of services that include business analytics. So those of you who are familiar with OBIE, it's the answers and dashboards reporting components, the RPD semantic layer. Data visualization, which is really our new UI for visual exploration of data sets, whether they're curated data sets or end user bring your own data. And then many of you are familiar with the Essbase multidimensional engine. So all of those capabilities are available as part of Oracle Analytics Cloud. And the idea is to provide all the fundamental analytic capabilities for an enterprise to deploy widespread implementations of analytics applications across the enterprise, leveraging a cloud-based platform. So architecturally, Analytics Cloud is built for flexibility for you as a customer or a developer. It's built on something called Oracle Public Compute. And Oracle Public Compute provides a number of key capabilities for you to implement analytics within your enterprise. That includes resource management, and that really means providing you the capability as a customer to appropriately size compute resources to CPU memory, to the workloads that you see within your enterprise or that you measure within your enterprise. That includes capabilities to scale up the service on demand as needed, scale down as needed, and then really to create instances on the fly. And that's really gets to the lifecycle management piece of the architecture. So what we see as an advantage above and beyond on-premise deployments of analytics technology is the ability to really, in an agile manner, take advantage of lifecycle management capabilities that are available in the cloud. So being able to do things like spin up new services on demand basis, as I mentioned, being able to scale up and scale down as needed, and shortly you'll be able to scale across as well within the BI instances, so clustering. And then being able to access those capabilities through a UI. So being able in a UI to do one-click type patching, one-click upgrades, one-click backups. All of those capabilities also are available through REST-based APIs that would allow you to script repeatable operations. The architecture also provides secure access. So I'll talk more in detail in another slide, but things like SSL, encryption at rest, being able to SSH into the virtual machine, all those secure options, being able to whitelist, that's all available as part of the platform itself. And finally, the architecture allows you to take advantage of a number of virtual networking options to connect from Oracle Public Cloud to your premises. So as a customer, you benefit from predictable performance by the ability to scale as you need. The speed of innovation and agility by if you need to create new instances for test dev purposes for new applications, those can be done through automation through a UI mechanism instead of having to install and implement software. And then and I'll spend a bulk of this time talking about coexistence and migration from your on-premise environments to the cloud. So a lot of great things available in the cloud. What complicates moving to the cloud besides having to pay Oracle more money to move to the cloud? What makes it more complicated to move to the cloud from a technical basis? A number of key aspects when we, as Oracle, talk to customers. The first and foremost, it's existing investments. So a lot of customers have existing investments in on-prem infrastructure, and that infrastructure hasn't been fully amortized. So that capital investment hasn't been fully amortized. So that those investments need to sit on-premise for a while. Investments in development and skills. A bulk of our customers that have been using OBIE or Essbase have a significant amount of development work already put into those platforms, and then a lot of skills within the organization to continue to develop on those platforms or to even maintain those platforms. The next big factor is data gravity. And that's the notion of it's a lot of the analytic data sits on premises. It's going to be hard to move terabyte data warehouses to the cloud, so that becomes a blocker for adopting analytic services on the cloud. And the final piece is really the security and compliance issues. So concerns around how secure is the cloud. If I keep everything on premise, I do have more control over security of my infrastructure, of my implementations and software. So security and compliance is certainly a concern when moving to the cloud. So and I'll talk about and I'll go through and talk about how we mitigate some of these concerns and provide options for you to overcome some of the complications and concerns that you may have for slowly moving to the cloud. So the notion here is that Oracle Analytics Cloud provides a solution which supports a number of different interoperability use cases. From the use case of building on-premise and deploying to the cloud, so I may build a BI application on-premise and I may choose the cloud as my deployment option. And we have a number of customers that are existing analytics customers that choose to maintain some of their on-premise investments for quite a while, but they see an opportunity to build new applications and deploy those on the cloud and allow users to use the same UIs and capabilities that they're familiar with on-premise. Enabling work groups to leverage semantics that may live on-premise. So ability for cloud-based capabilities, and I'll talk about specifically what that is, to allow work groups to leverage some existing investments on semantic models that may have been developed on-premise over time. And then another option is to run your analytics stack on the cloud while keeping your data warehouse on-premise. I'll describe what that architecture looks like. Build visualizations on the cloud and on-prem. I'll talk about interoperability with our DataViz technology, which many of you may be familiar with, and how that can work between cloud and on-prem, and how artifacts can be shared between on-prem and the cloud. And then finally, techniques for migrating to the cloud in phases. So a number of potential use cases that we can support with our Oracle Analytics Cloud. So one of the key aspects of hybrid is metadata portability. We have a number of options. I'll go into a number of metadata artifacts and a number of options on how these metadata artifacts can be moved across cloud and on-prem, and I'll describe some of those techniques later on in the slide. But some of the metadata artifacts that you may be familiar with, if you're an OBIE customer, you're familiar with the RPD model, which is really the semantic layer, the data governance layer, the business model layer. The catalog archive, which is your BI content. The bar file, which is new in OBIE 12c, and this contains model, catalog, as well as some security information. You're familiar with data visualization. There's something called a data visualization application, a DVA file, which encompasses everything from all the visualizations as well as the data that's within the data viz project.